The most rewarding thing in life is overcoming your personal fears. You know, I've always wanted to go on a California road trip. Our brains are hardwired for fear in order to avoid threats to our safety. The first time I went to California, I visited San Francisco with my family, and it was an amazing trip. I just knew I was going to be living in California someday. Like, I knew it was my destiny. The second time I went to California, I explored Malibu in Los Angeles, and oh my gosh, I literally fell in love with the beautiful beaches, with the amazing smoothie bowls, with the sunsets. And I have a whole nother video on that too. I'll link that up here. So the idea of going on a road trip from LA all the way to Big Sur was actually a coincidence. I was researching the best avocado toast place in California. And as I was zooming out, I came across this place called Coast Big Sur. As I zoomed in, I discovered this huge stretch of land that had absolutely no gas stations, no homes, no civilizations, no nothing. All that was there was literally just a couple of cafes and the beautiful coastline and a ton of different viewpoints along the coast. And so after doing a bit of digging, I discovered this was called Big Sur. And Big Sur is one of the most beautiful coastal escapes that California has to offer. And I knew after doing my research, I'm like, okay, I have to see this for myself. This has got to be my next solo trip. Be careful. A new idea can solidify into fear quickly if you're not paying attention. So I started planning this trip about like 2 weeks before I left because I like doing things last minute so I don't get travel anxiety. I decided to fly into LAX and depart from Los Angeles and then make my way north to Big Sur, making Monterey, California my home base for the night. I knew I had to rent a Tesla because I always do, and it looked like the trip was going to take about 5 hours and 54 minutes. And that's when my stomach dropped. This would be the longest road trip I've ever been on. Scratch that, I did actually agree to go on a 16-hour road trip with this guy from Chicago to Duxbury, but that's a story for another time. This would be the longest road trip I've ever been on solo. Right after I realized that is when the fear started to kick in. And a wave of what ifs started to cross my mind. What if I ran out of gas because there's limited Tesla chargers around Big Sur? What if I had to drive Ragged Point at night? What if I get lost? What if my car breaks down? What if? These physical reactions and thoughts are part of the body's fight or flight response, as the body boosts adrenaline to prepare us to deal with the source of fear. Some people thrive on the adrenaline rush provided by fear, while others strive to avoid it. After having a few solo traveling trips under my belt, I can confirm that I don't think that travel anxiety goes away ever, even if you're a pro traveler. But I've discovered there are ways to manage your travel anxiety. So here's a few tips, okay? Write down your fears and brainstorm a solution for each. Memorize the areas that you are traveling to, so when you arrive there, you'll feel like you're at your second home. Watch different vlogs and TikToks about the place that you're going to go to, so when you visit this place for the first time, it's not going to be a shock when you arrive. You'll kind of know what to expect. Know exactly what you want to do the moment that your plane lands, so that you're not like, oh my God, what do I do? Ah! After feeling and letting go of all of my fears, I finally felt unstoppable, and I finally just surrendered and was ready to take on this adventure. Landing in LA always makes me so happy. After a quick gratitude session where I always cry, it's like every time I land in LA, I just start crying because I'm just like, oh my God. So I got my Tesla, I headed up north. I am on Pacific Coast Highway 1, and this is a journey to Monterey, Carmel by the sea, and I'm on a mission to see the most beautiful sunset, and I'm hoping that Bixby Bridge delivers. I incentivized my long trip with various stops at smoothie bowl shops along the way. So I knew that the faster that Elon could drive me, the faster that I could enjoy a delicious smoothie bowl. Here are some things to note as you drive along PCH up north to Big Sur, okay? If you're driving a Tesla, make sure you map out exactly where you want to charge ahead of time. And Elon will actually do this for you when you hit your destination within the car itself. Number 2, always choose charging stations that are near a restaurant or grocery store, so that you can pee. And honestly, my favorite method is to stop at a Tesla charging station that's connected to a hotel. And then all you have to do is like look super confident, walk into the hotel and pretend like you are a customer of the hotel, and then just use their bathroom because they're always super nice and clean. Number 3, right before approaching Ragged Point, make sure you are fully charged, okay? Because there's only like one charging station that's right in the middle of Ragged Point, and it takes about an hour to get to that destination. There could be a chance that someone else is charging their car at that point, so you might have to wait like a long time to charge your car. The next tip is you'll definitely get sick of the music, the podcast, all the things that you plan to like keep yourself busy. You're gonna get sick of it after a while. I recommend rolling down your windows and just listening to the ocean waves. That's what I did, and it was the most like peaceful thing ever. And just embrace the moment because time is gonna fly by. And honestly, the drive north along PCH is the most beautiful thing ever. So really just like absorb it. After driving for about 4 hours and 20 minutes or so, my nerves just absolutely disappeared and the hunger started to kick in, okay? And I already planned this out. I knew exactly where I was gonna stop. All of a sudden my fears shifted again and I was getting nervous because I had a limited amount of time before the sun was gonna set. I wanted to see the sunset at Bixby Bridge and then I wanted to make it to Monterey before it was pitch black outside. If I learned anything from my research, it was that Ragged Point is the curviest, most dangerous road to drive on at night. And you should definitely avoid it at all costs at night. There's sharp turns, steep drop-offs that go straight into the ocean. It doesn't really mix well with zero streetlights and the moon lighting up the road in front of you. With that in mind, I had about 20 minutes to stop at Mellow Banana for an amazing acai bowl. Then I had to book it to the next charging station right before Ragged Point, and then I had to drive Ragged Point, which was like the thing that I was most fearful of. I stopped at this place called Mellow Banana, which is an exceptional, healthy cafe. They offer waffles, acai bowls, and juices. It's definitely my kind of pit stop. I knew time was ticking though, so I couldn't really enjoy the full acai bowl at the cafe. So now I am just going to a supercharger Tesla station to charge the Tesla and then eat my food. And then I'm going to be entering Ragged Point at like probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. So that gives me 2 hours to get to Bixby Bridge Vista Point. I had to bring it back into my Tesla and eat it at the charging station, which was totally fine. Point of view, eating an amazing acai bowl from Mellow Banana. One other thing, the owner said you should not drive Ragged Point at night. Like that is not safe. You should take the back way to make it to Monterey because after the sunset, it's gonna be like super dark and you're not gonna be able to see the road in front of you. I was like, should I take the back way or should I take the way that I literally came here for? Should I take the scenic route? Should I take the chance and reap the rewards or the punishment? All of a sudden, the most magical thing happened. So taking all that into account, I felt the fear. I counted to 3. I typed in my destination in my Tesla and I did a full send toward Ragged Point. The sun was still out as I approached Ragged Point with a full charge. I was more than ready. I was excited. He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life. After getting to this point in my journey, I realized that I was so stiff, I was so tense, I was so scared of like getting to this point, and now like I was on Ragged Point. I never really took a moment to just enjoy the ride, enjoy the experience, and enjoy the journey. I literally decided to just step out of my comfort zone and walk across the street and soak up the sun and just do a little mini photo shoot. And yes, I can confirm Ragged Point is a very curvy, steep, and dangerous road. Oh my God, it is so much fun to drive. I don't even care that it's dangerous. It was so much fun. Your car has lights on it, so you can see the road in front of you, except when there's a slow driver in front of you. There is only one lane in both directions, so if you do get stuck behind a slow driver, like I did a couple of times, it's literally critical to just go around them. So if you are a slow driver, pull over to the side. If you miss a photo opportunity, definitely go back. Like turn your car around, go back, take the picture. You're gonna regret it if you don't. Big Sur has so many photo opportunities and it's critical to take advantage of all of them. I remember driving along that street and I was like, holy shit, like every 2 minutes I wanted to pull the car over. And in the beginning I didn't because I was like, I got places to go. Oh my God, I have to like make it to Malibu. I have to make it to Monterey. Oh my God. Like just stop the car. The destination is gonna be there no matter what. Live in the moment. I highly recommend that. The sunset at Big Sur is the most exceptional thing you'll ever witness in your life. I thought the sunsets in Malibu were insane, and they're beautiful, but the sunsets in Big Sur, you're gonna start to cry. Stop your car and soak up the sunset. Do not drive while you're watching the sunset. That is a mistake I made. Next time I go there, I'm gonna stop the car and just like appreciate the whole thing. It is the most beautiful thing ever. And then all of a sudden it happened. It became nighttime. It was pitch black and I was still able to see the road. Like everything was perfectly okay. I made it to Bixby Bridge at 8 o'clock. It was cold, it was dark, but I did it. Like I faced my fears and it wasn't so bad. I will say the remaining route to Monterey was about 40 minutes or so. And yeah, it did get a little bit foggy and there were some moments where I couldn't see anything in front of me. I just had faith that I was gonna be okay. Monterey, California. It's a cute town. Like, I did all the things, okay? Like I woke up early for the exceptional sunrise. I found some beautiful sea glass. I had a fat slice of avocado toast and a black coffee from Captain Stoker, which is a super cute cafe. All the locals go there. I grabbed a juice from my favorite grocery store, Whole Foods. I got a vegan scone from this like vegan restaurant and I talked to a really sassy worker there. I didn't really like the people there, but the scone was okay. I did the 17-mile drive. I saw the cypress tree, and I even stayed in a really cool hotel. In all honesty, it was a super cloudy day when I was there. The rain and just like cold vibe didn't really make me fall in love with Monterey. I just want to be real with you guys. Monterey it's not everything that I dreamed of and hoped for, but it did the job. Now I was on my journey from Big Sur to Malibu, and oh my God, this was probably like one of my favorite days ever, probably because I knew my end destination was Malibu, so I was so excited to like make it to home base in Malibu. I was like, I gotta drive fast. I gotta like get there. Oh my God. But then I remembered, I'm like, no, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna take cute pictures. I'm gonna enjoy the cafes I have planned. It's gonna be great. Day 2 was so much fun. I fell in love with the coastline. Like I love the California coastline. Like I could just, like that is my dream, to build a sunset house right along the coast so I could just watch the sunset every single day. It was an amazing day. Like this has gotta be like my favorite day ever. In terms of food, I stopped at the most magical cafe. If you're watching this, you need to add this to your bucket list right now. It is called Coast Big Sur. They have coffee, they have beer, they have wine that's all sourced from California's Central Coast. I didn't have any of the alcohol, but it looked really good. They have house-made pastries, and you could literally watch them like make the pizzas, make the pastries right in front of you. It was awesome. And there are stunning views of the ocean from the rooftop terrace. Now, I didn't go on the rooftop part. I went on like the side cafe part where no one was sitting, and it was so beautiful. It was like my own little like outdoor terrace. I felt like it was my own little like sunset house. It was so beautiful. I had tears. I'm not even kidding. Like after I ordered my food and I ate the first bite of my salad, I was literally crying. The sun was like beating down on me. It felt so good. Like I literally loved it. So I ended up getting the tahini goddess salad. There were flowers in my salad too. Like when they put flowers in your salad, you know it's gonna be good. They know it's good. You know it's good. Like you just gotta get it. And then I ordered the extra log of bread. You have to do this. They make it in-house. It's exceptional. There's seeds all over it. It's so good. For dessert, I got the date shake chew cookie, which is vegan. It was chocolate heaven. Absolutely delicious. Highly recommend. I was just in heaven. Everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Here are some great spots to stop along your journey across Big Sur. So McWay Falls, which is super touristy. You have to get parking like super early if you even want to be able to park your car and walk to McWay Falls. There's a Henry Miller Library, which I thought it was cool to like walk into, but it's not going to change your life or anything. Point Sur Lighthouse. I thought this was cool. It was interesting. I did park my car to see it. I thought it was interesting. Bixby Bridge, you have to do this. Like there is no question. Bixby Bridge is literally the iconic spot. And then in terms of food, go to Coast. Your taste buds will thank you. You'll be in another world. It's beautiful. Everything is exceptional. If you want other food options, there's a place called Neptune, Sierra Mar, and then there's the Big Sur Bakery. All these places do close early though, so keep that in mind. If you're gonna do Big Sur, do it like more in the morning time to like early afternoon, because I think they all close around like 2-3 o'clock. Made it tough for me when I was driving into Big Sur because everything was already closed. That day, I was definitely racing against the clock because I was trying to make it to Malibu before sunset. But Elon started to give me some unfavorable arrival times, so I was getting a little bit concerned. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it to Malibu before sunset. Sometimes we are so close to getting what we want in life, but instead we get what we need. Sometimes you don't get what you want, you get what you need. That's a song, right? As I was literally sending it down the highway, I was passing up all the slow drivers. I was like, I have to make it to Malibu to catch the sunset. I was literally so determined to get there that I was like speeding the entire time, or Elon was, it wasn't me. I came to a point where I was like, you know what? I have no choice but to take a detour and stop in like the Oxnard, Ventura area and set up shop on a random beach for sunset. So it was a huge risk because I had no idea what the parking situation would be like. I had no idea if there would be a bathroom there because I had to pee super badly. I didn't even know if there was going to be a good sunset too. Like I was going to stop my car, take a detour for no reason. Like I had no idea what I was getting myself into. All I wanted to do was make it back to my home in Malibu and watch the sunset. Like that was all I wanted. I just wanted comfort. I just wanted to be home. Until finally, I let go of all expectations, and suddenly I was pleasantly surprised. The sunset was insane. It was the most incredible view I've ever seen. Well, actually, Big Sur had a better sunset, but this one was really up there. So I did all the things, okay? I did the time lapse, I did my TikToks, I got all my YouTube footage, I did a yoga flow. Like I did all the things, okay? I even met this amazing, wonderful lady named Mirna, who is now one of my dear friends, and we connect every once in a while. But she saw how happy I was while I was like recording the sunset, and I was like, she ended up taking pictures of me and she airdropped them to me later, and she's like, I saw how happy you were, so I had to record, like I had to take pictures of you. I'm gonna airdrop them to you. You meet like the most interesting, amazing people when you are just open to life and you surrender to the moment and just like appreciate the adventure and take a chance. And so that's that. Like that was my solo trip to Big Sur. I made it to my Airbnb in the hills at about 11 p.m. at night, and that's because I had to make a quick pit stop at my favorite dairy-free ice cream place, and I also had to charge my Tesla at my favorite charging station. It felt so good to be home, okay? And I was so proud of myself for going on that adventure and just like taking the chance and like looking my fears in the face and being like, I can do this. I'm gonna get out alive. It's all gonna be okay. So I took the chance, I faced my fears, and I discovered that my fears dissolved relatively fast. The most rewarding thing in life is overcoming your personal fears and embracing the journey. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.